This is Hannah Comstock, and today I'm going to talk about the photography of Joel Sartore. Joel Sartore is a speaker, author, teacher, conservationist, and had a love of nature and animals ever since he was a child. I first saw his work in the Field Museum of Chicago, Illinois. He lives in Lincoln, Nebraska, where he graduated from the University of Nebraska with a degree in journalism. He has many accomplishments, including the National Geographic Explorer of the Year Award in 2018 and 2019 NAMPA Lifetime Achievement Award. He's the founder of the Photo Arc, which I will go into depth, as well as author of several different books and a PBS TV series, Rare Creatures of the Photo Arc, where you can watch him go in and take photos of rare species and learn about them. He contributes to the National Geographic, Audubon magazine, Time, Life, and Sports Illustrated. He appeared on many different TV shows as well as multiple broadcasts, including NPR. The Photo Arc is a 25-year project documenting species and habitat. It brings awareness before these animals are extinct. Right now, he has about 35,000 pictures of animals and species, and he hopes to get every species in human care. It started in 2005 when his wife was diagnosed with cancer, who is alive and well today, but that fragility of life really inspired him to use his photography skills to bring conservation and awareness for these animals whose populations are endangered. The first influential photo that he took that I enjoy is this photo of a captive wolf at the International Wolf Center in Minnesota defending a roadkill carcass of a deer from the rest of his pack. You can see the low angle allows you to see all the details of an emotion in this wolf, the snarl and the details of his snout and teeth, as well as the contrast in color between the grays and then the bright red of the blood. And that large depth of field allows you to see his habitat of the trees and the snow and still have a clear vision of this wolf. The second photo is a mountain goat stretching to reach a mineral lick in the Glacier National Park in Montana. Having been many times living there, it is a very rare occurrence. I love that he uses the rule of thirds and puts that goat up at the top of the frame, really showing that he's high up there, and the angle is almost as if he's scaling a cliff on the other side to get this straight on shot that's perfectly exposed, even though he's in a crevice. And I really love the details on that. And then I have a photo of a group of elephants roaming through the plains of the Queen Elizabeth National Park in Uganda. And I think that this really tells a story because they're almost in a triangle trailing off into that large depth of field where you can see that there are no other elephants. And that tells a story because there are depleting elephant populations due to the ivory trade. And you can see their tusks are bright white against their dark composition and bright green forage. It's clear in its storytelling and it brings awareness, and he has a high angle on this, really showing that maybe he took a helicopter. So there's a lot of technique there. And then this photo of red and green macaws flying through the Madidi National Park in Bolivia. The depth of field is amazing on this because you have a little bit of everything. You've got the really clear first bird so you can see the details. Your second macaw is demonstrating motion. You can see the wings with that shutter speed lower. And then you're not distracted by the canopy and the background details. It just brings a dark green color, which really allows the blue and the red of the macaws to pop. And again, his angle is almost as if he's flying through the sky with these birds. My fourth photo is this of a collection called Vanishing. It's an endangered Peruvian woolly monkey in a wildlife rehab center in Brazil. He mentions in his caption for this photo that her mother was likely killed so that she could be sold into the pet trade. You can see that emotion because the photo instantly draws you into her eyes, and you can see the emotion of sadness. She's curled up, and he uses bright backgrounds or black backgrounds depending on the animal that allow you to capture all of the details and the shape of these animals, which is the purpose of this collection. These are all animals who are endangered, and it's so clear and it allows you to feel a closeness to these animals. My final photo is this of a fig parrot taken at the Loro Parc de Fondation. This is actually the photo that I spent 5 minutes looking at a year ago in the Field Museum in Chicago. I remember it very vividly. This is a beautiful macro photography photo. you can still understand what this animal is, even though you're so incredibly close, and those details are just phenomenal. You can see all of the little details of the feathers, the eyes. You can see that the eye is wet, the texture of the skin around the eye, the beginning of the beak. And it's still kind of in a third. The eye is brought up to the top right corner or top left corner, and it's not overly saturated, but it's still so bright. I love this photo. My photographic style is rule of thirds. I like to get detailed and close up and use artistic means, but my biggest thing is I like to take compelling and purposeful photos. I enjoy taking wildlife and nature photos the most, and my big thing is timely. I will wait to take the perfect shot. So in conclusion, Joel Sartore is a perfect photographer for me to look up to. I hope that I too can take photos with depth, purpose for sustainability, with clarity and closeness, and show the unseen to the public to really feel a closeness to our planet. To see how I'm growing as a writer and photographer, feel free to visit my blog. It's www.bettertheplanet.wordpress.com. I'd like to leave you with a quote from Joel. It is folly to think that we can destroy one species and ecosystem after another and not affect humanity. When we save this species, we're actually saving ourselves. And I think this is a trademark of a wonderful photographer because it's so much bigger than bringing light to his own photography and his abilities. He's using his photography for a much larger picture and to better the entire planet. And that's why I admire him the most.